Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Thursday, July 12th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's FIFA semifinal game between Croatia and England, go over yesterday's baseball scores, look ahead to today's slate of games, talk about the NBA Summer League, and go over those scores, go over the hottest rumor in baseball right now, and go over the worst NHL move since 2013 to close out the 8-sum of the best and the worst of each of the four professional sports. All right, here we go. Croatia defeated England 2-1 in extra time. This was a fun game. Kieran Tripper in the 5th minute put England on the board first, 1-0. Ivan Perisic in the 68th minute ties it up at 1 apiece for Croatia. Then Mario Mandzukic in the 109th minute puts Croatia up 2-1 as they hang on for the win. England was playing with 10 men due to an injury to one of their players. Now, you have the final on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on Fox between France and Croatia. I will pick that game on Saturday's podcast, as well as the third place game that will take place 10 o'clock on Fox between Belgium and England. All right, baseball. Some interesting results yesterday. The Rays defeated the Tigers 4-2 as they improved to 48-44. Detroit drops to 40-55. Ryan Yarbrough improves to 8-4. Jordan Zimmerman drops to 4-1. Sergio Romo gets his 11th save of the year. Bottom of the third, home run Kevin Kiermaier, 1-0 Rays. Top of the fourth, 2-run home run James McCann, 2-1 Tigers. Bottom of the seventh, 3-run home run CJ Cron, 4-2 Rays. Your final score. Hunter Wood was the opener. An inning, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 1.8 ERA. Matt Andrews and Ryan Yarbrough combined in relief did very well. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 10 strikeouts combined between the two. Andrews has a 3.76 ERA. Yarbrough has a 3.62 ERA. The Pirates defeated the Nationals 2-0 as they improve to 43-49. Washington drops to 46-46. Trevor Williams improves to 7-7. Gio Gonzalez drops to 6-6. Felipe Vasquez gets his 20th save of the season. Bottom of the third, the lone 2 runs of the game came on a 2-run home run by Starling Marte. 2-0 Pirates was your final. Trevor Williams, 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with 4.36 ERA. Gio Gonzalez, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.72 ERA. The Twins defeated the Royals 8-5 as they improved to 41-49. Casey drops to 26-66. Lance Lynn improves to 7-7. Glenn Sparkman drops to 0-1. Top of the first, 3-run home run Salvador Perez, 3-0 Royals. Bottom of the second, RBI triple Jake Cave, 3-1 ball game. RBI single Bobby Wilson made it a 3-2 game. Top of the third, home run Mike Moustakas, 4-2 Royals. Bottom of the fourth, RBI double Bobby Wilson made it a 4-3 game. Infield single Brian Dozier, 2-run score on an error, 5-4 Twins. Bottom of the sixth, 2-run home run Brian Dozier, 7-4 Twins. He's starting to heat up. Home run Logan Morrison, 8-4 Twins. Top of the ninth, home run Mike Moustakas, his second of the game. 8-5 is your final. Lance Lynn, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 5.22 ERA. Birch Smith, 3 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 5.83 ERA. The Giants defeated the Cubs 5-4 in 13 innings as they improved to 49-46. The Cubs dropped to 52-38. Derek Rodriguez improves to 4-1. James Norwood in his big league debut drops to 0-1. Bottom of the first, home run Chase Darno, 1-0 Giants. 2-run double Gorkys Hernandez, 3-0 Giants. RBI single Steven Duggar, 4-0 Giants. Top of the third, home run Jason Hayward, 4-1 game. Top of the 5th, 2-run home run, Chris Bryant. He's off the DL now. 4-3 ball game. Top of the 7th, home run, Javier Baez. Ties it up at 4 apiece. Bottom of the 13th, the walk-off single, Buster Posey, 5-4 Giants win. Johnny Cueto, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 2.36 ERA. Mike Montgomery, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Leaves the game with a 3.91 ERA. The Yankees defeated the Orioles 9-0 as they improved to 60-31. Baltimore drops to 26-67. Sonny Gray improves to 6-7. Dylan Bundy drops to 6-9. Top of the 3rd, RBI single, Giancarlo Stanton, 1-0 Yankees. Grand slam, Greg Bird, 5-0 Yankees. Top of the 6th, first big league home run for Tyler Wade, 6-0 Yanks. Top of the 7th, home run, Austin Romine, 7-0 Yanks. Top of the 8th, fielder's choice, Aaron Hicks, 8-0 Yanks. Top of the 9th, RBI single, Giancarlo Stanton, 9-0 Yanks is your final. Sonny Gray, probably his best start of the year, 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 5.46 ERA. Dylan Bundy, 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 4.35 ERA. The Red Sox defeated the Rangers 4-2. I got the Red Sox on the podcast yesterday. I got that pick correct. I was wrong with the World Cup. I said England would beat Croatia. That was a whiff by me. Red Sox improved to 65-29, the best record in baseball. Texas drops to 40-54. Chris Sale improves to 10-4. Bartolo Colon drops to 5-7. Craig Kimbrell, 28th save of the season. Bottom of the 2nd, Eduardo Nunez safe at 2nd on the error by Rougned Odor as Xander Bogaerts scores. 1-0 Sox. Bottom of the 5th, 2-run double, JD Martinez, 3-0 Sox. RBI triple, Xander Bogaerts, 4-0 Sox. Top of the 8th, RBI single, Nomar Mazara, 4-1 game. Bases loaded walk, Robinson Chirinos, 4-2 game. Craig Kimbrell comes in the game, gets the job done. Red Sox hang on. Chris Sale, 7 innings, 6 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 12 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 2.23 ERA. Bartolo Colon, 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 4.64 ERA. The Indians defeated the Reds 19-4 as they improved to 50-41. Cincinnati drops to 41-52. Carlos Carrasco improves to 10-5. Tyler Mahle drops to 7-7. Adam Plutko gets his first save of the season. Bottom of the 1st, 2-run home run, Jose Ramirez, 2-0 Indians. Bottom of the 3rd, RBI single, Yonder Alonso, 3-0 Indians. 2-run single, Yan Gomes, 5-0 Indians. Infield single, Tyler Naquin, 6-0 Indians. 2-run single, Michael Brantley, 8-0 Indians. 3-run home run, Jose Ramirez, his 2nd of the game, 11-0 Indians. Bottom of the 4th, 2-run home run, Jason Kipnis, 13-0 Indians. RBI double, Tyler Naquin, 14-0 Indians. 3-run home run, Francisco Lindor, 17-0 Indians, and that was in the 4th inning. Top of the 5th, sacrifice fly, Jose Peraza, 17-1. Top of the 6th, home run, Scooter Gennett made it 17-2. Bottom of the 7th, RBI single, Yonder Alonso made it 18-2. RBI single, Tyler Naquin made it 19-2. Top of the 8th, 2-run home run, Jesse Winker made it 19-4, and that was your final. Carlos Carrasco, 5 innings, 5 hits, an earned run, a walk, 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.16 ERA. Tyler Mahle, awful. 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout, leaves the game with a 4.02 ERA. The bullpen was just a joke for the Reds in this game as well. The Mets defeated the Phillies 3-0 in 10 innings. They improved to 37-53. The Phillies dropped to 51-40. Robert Gesellman improves to 6-2. Mark Leiter Jr. drops to 0-1. Bottom of the 10th, the lone scoring of the game. Walk-off home run, 3-run shot. Brandon Nimmo, 3-0 Mets win. Jacob deGrom, outstanding again. 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 1.68 ERA. Vince Velasquez pitched well. 6 innings, 2 hits, and no earned runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.39 ERA. The Marlins defeated the Brewers 5-4 in 12 innings as they improved to 39-56. Milwaukee drops to 55-38. Elieser Hernandez improves to 1-5. Jorge Lopez drops to 0-1. Top of the first, RBI double, Jesus Aguilar, 1-0 Brewers. Top of the third, RBI single, Christian Yelich, 2-0 Brewers. Bottom of the fourth, sacrifice fly, Starlin Castro, 2-1. Home run, Justin Bour ties it up at 2 apiece. Bases loaded walk, Dan Straley, 3-2 Marlins. Bottom of the sixth, RBI single, Brian Holiday, 4-2 Marlins. Top of the eighth, 2-run double, Jesus Aguilar ties it up at 4 apiece. Bottom of the 12th, walk-off RBI single, Starlin Castro, 5-4 Marlins win. Dan Straley, 6 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.29 ERA. Freddie Peralta, 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.65 ERA. The Braves defeated the Blue Jays 9-5 as they improved to 51-40. They're now tied for first place with the Phillies in the NL East. Toronto drops to 42-49. Bottom of the second, Fielder's choice, Mike Falta units, 1-0 Braves. RBI double, Ender Inciarte, 2-0 Braves. Sacrifice fly, Ozzie Albies, 3-0 Braves. RBI single, Freddie Freeman, 4-0 Braves. RBI double, Nick Markakis, 5-0 Braves. RBI single, Tyler Flowers, 6-0 Braves. Bottom of the sixth, home run, Ozzie Albies, 7-0 Braves. Top of the seventh, home run, Justin Smoak, 7-1. Grand slam, Devin Travis made it a 7-5 game. Bottom of the eighth, 2-run home run, Ozzie Albies made it 9-5. That was your final. Mike Falta units, 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 2.66 ERA. Sam Gaviglio, an inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs, no walks, no strikeouts, leaves the game with 4.7 ERA. The White Sox defeated the Cardinals 4-0 as they improved to 31-61. The Cardinals dropped to 47-44. Carlos Rodon improves to 2-3. Luke Weaver drops to 5-8. Joakim Soria gets his 13th save of the year. Bottom of the fifth, Fielder's choice, Tim Anderson, 1-0 Sox. Bottom of the seventh, RBI double, Tim Anderson, 2-0 Sox. RBI single, Charlie Tilson, 3-0 Sox. Bottom of the eighth, RBI ground out, Jose Abreu, 4-0 Sox is your final. Carlos Rodon pitched very well, 7 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with 3.56 ERA, very respectable. Luke Weaver, 6 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.72 ERA. The Athletics defeated the Astros 8-3 as they improved to 52-41. Houston drops to 62-33. Chris Bassett improves to 2-3. Lance McCullers Jr. drops to 10-4. Top of the first, 2-run double, Chris Davis, 2-0 A's. Sacrifice fly, Matt Chapman, 3-0 A's. Top of the fourth, 3-run home run, Chad Pinder, 6-0 A's. Bottom of the fourth, 2-run single, Yuli Gurriel, 6-2. Bottom of the fifth, home run, Tyler White, made it 6-3. Top of the sixth, RBI triple, Chris Davis, 7-3. Top of the ninth, RBI single, Josh Fegley, 8-3 A's is your final. Chris Bassett, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and a strikeout, leaves the game with a 3.38 ERA. Lance McCullers Jr., 4 innings, 4 hits, 6 runs, 5 walks, and a strikeout, leaves the game with a 3.77 ERA. Not a good game for McCullers. The Rockies defeated the Diamondbacks 19-2 as they improved to 47-45. Arizona drops to 51-42. Herman Marquez improves to 8-8. Shelby Miller drops to 0-4. Top of the first, home run Paul Goldschmidt, 1-0 Diamondbacks. Bottom of the first, RBI single, Nolan Arenado ties up at 1 apiece. Fielder's choice, Carlos Gonzalez, 2-1 Rocks. 3-run home run, Ian Desmond, 5-1 Rocks. Bottom of the second, Fielder's choice, Carlos Gonzalez, 6-1 Rocks. 2-run single, Ian Desmond, 8-1 Rocks. Gerardo Parra scores on the balk by Jorge De La Rosa, 9-1 Rocks. Bottom of the third, 2-run home run, Charlie Blackmon, 11-1. Home run, Carlos Gonzalez, 12-1. Bottom of the fourth, RBI single, Herman Marquez, 13-1. RBI single, Charlie Blackmon, 14-1. RBI single, Nolan Arenado, 15-1. 3-run home run, Carlos Gonzalez, his second of the game, 18-1. Bottom of the fifth, home run, Herman Marquez, hashtag pitchers who rake, 19-1. Top of the sixth, RBI single, David Peralta made it a 19-2 game. Herman Marquez, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 4.81 ERA. Shelby Miller was a disaster again. An inning, 4 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout, leaves the game with a disastrous 11.4 ERA. He was apparently hurt after the game. The Mariners defeated the Angels 3-0 as they improved to 58-35. LA drops to 47-46. Marco Gonzalez improves to 10-5. Jaime Barria drops to 5-6. Edwin Diaz gets his 36th save of the year. Top of the third, home run David Freitas, 1-0 Mariners. 2-run single Nelson Cruz in the top of the fourth. 3-0 Mariners is your final. Marco Gonzalez, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.41 ERA. Jaime Barria, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.55 ERA. The Dodgers defeat the Padres 4-2 as they improve to 50-42. San Diego drops to 40-55. Kenta Maeda improves to 6-5. Joey Lucchesi drops to 4-5. Kenley Jansen gets his 25th save of the year. Bottom of the first, RBI double Carlos Asuge, 1-0 Pods. Top of the third, RBI single Matt Kemp ties up at 1 apiece. Infield single Logan Forsythe, 2-1 Dodgers. Cody Bellinger safe at first on the error by Freddie Galvis of run scores, 3-1 Dodgers. Bottom of the seventh, home run Christian Villanueva makes it a 3-2 game. Top of the eighth, RBI single Chris Taylor, 4-2 Dodgers is your final. Kenta Maeda, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, a walk, 9 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.13 ERA. Joey Lucchesi, 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, leaves the game with a 3.34 ERA. Today's games, at 2 o'clock, you have Athletics Astros, Trevor Cahill and Charlie Morton. 3 o'clock, Diamondbacks Rockies, Robbie Ray and Kyle Freeland. 6 o'clock, Phillies Orioles, Nick Pivetta and Kevin Gossman. 7 o'clock, Brewers Pirates, Wade Miley and Jameson Taillon. Yankees Indians, the best pitching matchup that I've seen this season. Perhaps Luis Severino and Corey Kluber, well, at least on paper, that looks great. 2 of the favorites for the AL Cy Young going head-to-head. So, that's interesting. Blue Jays Red Sox, Jay Happ and David Price. Breaking Red Sox news right now. Rafael Devers to the disabled list with shoulder inflammation. I don't think that's that big of a loss for them. He's not a good defensive player at third base. And his bat might be missed a little bit. That would put Eduardo Nunez at third. He is a subpar defender. He's not had a good offensive season. And then Brock Holt would be playing second base for them, probably in all likelihood. But yeah, I don't think it will hurt the Red Sox that much. This isn't Mookie Betts. This isn't Xander Bogaerts. This isn't JD Martinez. This isn't Chris Sale. This isn't Craig Kimbrell. But it's a loss, but not a major loss for the Boston Red Sox. Nationals Mets, Max Scherzer and Steven Matz. 8 o'clock Rays Twins, Blake Snell and Kyle Gibson. 10 o'clock Dodgers Padres, Ross Stripling and Tyson Ross. And Mariners Angels, you have James Paxton and Tyler Skaggs. Summer League really quick, going to go over those scores from yesterday. Now, the playoffs are underway in the Summer League in Vegas. The Clippers defeated the Wizards 89-74. Reggie Upshaw 24 in the win. Drew Robinson 26 in defeat. The Lakers are ironically going to be the Clippers' next opponent. The Cavs defeated the Kings 96-84. Colin Sexton 25 points and 7 assists in the win. Justin Jackson 20 in defeat. The Rockets defeated the Nets 109-102. It's funny how the Summer League scores are getting into the hundreds now. That was never usually the case. Daniel House, 18 for Houston in the win. Milton Doyle, 21 in defeat for Brooklyn. The Bulls defeated the Mavs 95-83. Antonio Blankley, 28 in the win. Kyle Collinsworth, 14 in defeat. The Pistons defeated the Timberwolves 64-59. Keita Bates-Diop, 16 in defeat. Bruce Brown, 15 in the win. The Hawks defeated the Pacers 107-101. Trae Young led the big comeback For Atlanta, he had 23 points and 8 assists in the win. Tyler Dorsey also had a role in that comeback for the Hawks, 24 in the win. Alex Pothris had 21 in defeat. The Raptors defeated the Nuggets 85-77. OG Anunoby, 22 in the win, led Toronto's comeback in that game. Monte Morris, 21 in defeat. The Hornets defeated the Warriors 87-69. Dwayne Bacon, 19 in the win. Marcus Derrickson, 20 in defeat. The hottest rumor from yesterday and this morning in Major League Baseball is that the Yankees and Manny Machado might be close to getting a deal done. There was a couple people on Twitter yesterday reporting that a deal might be close between the two sides. This would be unbelievable, adding Manny Machado to a lineup that already features Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, Didi Gregorius, and Gleyber Torres. And that would just be a loaded lineup. If that were the case, he'd be hitting third in that lineup in all likelihood. Then it would be Gardner leadoff, Judge hits second, then Machado, then Stanton, then Sanchez, then Gleyber Torres, then Didi, or he flipped Gleyber and Didi so he could put a lefty in the middle of a couple righties. And then hitting 8th and 9th respectively in that lineup would be Aaron Hicks, who's a switch hitter, and Greg Bird, who hits lefty. So that would just be an absolutely loaded lineup if they were able to pull off such a deal. And this does not mean by any case that the Yankees are not going to get a pitcher, because they will, and I think that is almost a lock at this point. They will probably acquire a starting pitcher via trade, and they'll probably promote Justice Sheffield to the big league roster, assuming that he's not a part of any trade. Because there are recent reports out there that Sheffield is off limits and that Brian Cashman won't trade him in any trade. Now I'm going to talk about the worst NHL move since 2013. I've been doing the last couple podcasts, the best and the worst of every professional sports league. I started this on the podcast, I believe it was last Tuesday. I did NFL, the best of the NFL, then I did best of baseball, best of the NBA, best of the NHL, then I did all the worsts, and now I'm at the last one. The worst of the NHL since 2013 by every team. The Anaheim Ducks letting go of Nick Bonino. They had Nick Bonino on their team, they let him go, and Bonino was a big impact on the Stanley Cup winning teams in Pittsburgh, and he had a big impact on the Predators last year as well. The Arizona Coyotes trading the 7th overall pick in the 2017 draft for Derek Stepan and Antti Ranta. Antti Ranta's a backup goaltender, and Derek Stepan's not even a number one center. The Rangers took advantage of a great offer that they couldn't refuse, and now this trade probably set back Arizona a little bit, in my opinion. And I think that's a clear win for the New York Rangers, as they drafted Elias Anderson with that pick, and Anderson can end up being an impactful player down the road for the Rangers. The Boston Bruins passing on Matthew Barzal 3 times in the 2015 draft. Could you imagine Matthew Barzal on that Bruins team? Oh my goodness. The Buffalo Sabres trading a first-round pick for Robin Leonard. That was a mistake. Leonard's no longer on the team. And Ottawa ended up with an extra first-round pick that year. The Calgary Flames trading a first-rounder for Travis Hamonic. That was a massive mistake. That pick ended up being a lottery pick for the Islanders. And now their future post-John Tavares long-term looks a little bit brighter because they got 2 good players with those picks. The Carolina Hurricanes trading Elias Lindholm and Noah Hannafin away for Dougie Hamilton. Elias Lindholm and Noah Hannafin are 2 young players that Carolina either wasn't thrilled with their development with, or they were demanding too much money in Lindholm's case. And Calgary got themselves 2 young, great players in Hannafin and Lindholm, and Bill Peters knows those guys well because he coached them in Carolina. That's going to be a massive mistake for the Hurricanes, although Dougie Hamilton's a solid player. The Chicago Blackhawks, trading away Artemi Panarin. This is going to come back and haunt them. The Blackhawks are now in a complete rebuilding mode. If they did not trade away Panarin, maybe they would have snuck in the playoffs last year. Or if they were this bad with Panarin, maybe they would have gotten a bigger offer for Panarin. I'll tell you what, if Columbus trades Panarin, they are going to get a much better return than what Chicago got for Panarin. Panarin thought they were getting the Brandon Saad that helped them win a couple Stanley Cups. Brandon Saad was not good last year. And Artemi Panarin right now is the better player. Colorado Avalanche, letting Paul Stastny walk in free agency in 2014. Paul Stastny is a very savvy veteran. He really could have helped this young Colorado team grow. Even though they made the playoffs last year, they missed the playoffs 2 years after Stastny left there. And he's just a veteran that really is a leader and somebody that the Avs wish they probably had right now in their lineup, playing behind Nathan MacKinnon. The Columbus Blue Jackets overpaying Nathan Horton. This was a massive mistake. 2013 free agency haunted a lot of teams, especially the Blue Jackets, and then another team I'm about to mention later in this podcast. But Horton, that was just a disaster. The Dallas Stars extending Ben Bishop. Dallas has a young goalie in the minors that's eventually could very well be the future of their team in net long term. Ben Bishop's getting a little older, and he really isn't the same guy as he was in Tampa Bay. The Edmonton Oilers trading Taylor Hall away for Adam Larson. This trade was an absolute W for the New Jersey Devils and a complete fail for the Edmonton Oilers. Taylor Hall did not live up to number 1 overall pick potential in Edmonton, so they traded him away to get, at the time, they thought was a very good defenseman in Adam Larson. Larson has not panned out in Edmonton, and Taylor Hall just won the Hart Trophy with the Devils. And Hall would have been a great teammate with Connor McDavid. The Florida Panthers letting Jonathan Marchessault go to Vegas. This was a mistake. The Panthers should have kept Marchessault, or maybe they would have been a playoff team last year. Nope, instead they let Marchessault go to Vegas, and he had a career year out there. And I believe Vegas signed him to an extension, too. But that was a big mistake by the Panthers. The Los Angeles Kings trading a lottery pick for Milan Lucic. Lucic only lasted there a year, and then he moved on to the Edmonton Oilers. And has not worked out there. Now they're looking to trade Lucic. It's a guy that's past their prime anyway. But they made a massive mistake in trading a first-round pick for him. Especially the fact that it was a lottery pick. They were just desperate because it was the year after they won the Cup. They missed the playoffs entirely, and they felt the pressure to go out and trade for a big name at the time. The Nashville Predators signing Victor Stalberg. They signed him to a multi-year contract. He was a complete failure there. They bought him out, and then he was signing one-year deals with like the Rangers, and I believe he also went to another team and actually did okay with those teams, but Victor Stalberg was a complete flop in Nashville. New Jersey signing Mike Camilleri. Camilleri has not panned out for the New Jersey Devils. They signed him to a big free agent contract a couple years ago. But in fairness, now that the Devils are heading into the right direction, but the Camilleri signing just didn't work out for them. The New York Islanders, this is easy, probably the easiest one on the list, letting John Tavares walk for nothing. They should have traded him last year in the summer or last winter at the trade deadline so they could have got something in value for Tavares. Yeah, a lot of teams were afraid that he'd walk at the end of the year if they traded for him as a rental. But Tavares is such a special talent. Toronto's now a Stanley Cup contender because of him, and as well as Austin Matthews and having Mike Babcock as their coach. But the Islanders got absolutely nothing for John Tavares, and they're going to be one of the worst teams in the National Hockey League this upcoming season because Tavares isn't around. The New York Rangers trading second-round picks for Eric Staal and Brendan Smith. At the time, the trades looked okay. Eric Stahl was a complete flop with the Rangers. He ended up being a rental, and then he leaves to go to the Wild and resurrects his career at the Wild. Brendan Smith, they ended up signing to a contract extension. He's been a bust since they signed him to that contract extension. And they traded second-round picks to get those guys. And they could have used those second-round picks. But in fairness to the Rangers, they had this sell-off at the deadline last season. And now their future looks a little bit brighter than it did at this time a year ago. The Ottawa Senators trading for Bobby Ryan. This was a complete disaster. Anaheim won that trade, although Silfverberg is not a star or anything, but Bobby Ryan was a complete flop in Ottawa, and now they're looking to dump his contract in any Erik Karlsson trade. Philadelphia Flyers not addressing the goaltending situation short term. They have somebody in the wings and the minors that's the goalie of the future, but a lot of veterans have not worked out there, such as Steve Mason, Brian Elliott, Peter Mrazek among them. Pittsburgh not trading Marc-Andre Fleury. They gave him away to Vegas for nothing pretty much. They probably should have traded him before the expansion draft so they could have gotten something for Fleury, or they could have traded him even after the 2016 season, but they probably thought his value was down. But Marc-Andre Fleury was outstanding in Vegas this past season, and now Pittsburgh's probably wondering, why didn't we get anything for him? The St. Louis Blues trading TJ Oshie, that was a huge mistake. The Blues haven't really made many mistakes over the last couple years. Actually, no, another mistake they made was trading what was a lottery pick for Braden Shen. But trading TJ Oshie was a massive mistake. Oshie helped the Capitals win the Stanley Cup this past year. He's become a better player in Washington, and St. Louis could have just held on to him. He would have been great with Vlad Tarasenko. The San Jose Sharks signing Paul Martin. That contract did not work out. He's been a flop in San Jose. The Tampa Bay Lightning signing Ryan Callahan long-term. That has not worked out. He's not the same guy that he was when he was the captain with the Rangers. The Toronto Maple Leafs overpaying David Clarkson. Summer of 2013, that was the other big mistake. And now that was such a disastrous contract. And I think they dumped that contract, believe it or not, but that was still a big mistake. The Vancouver Canucks not beginning a rebuild sooner. Yes, they found two gems in Brock Boeser and Bo Horvat's a nice upcoming player in the league, but if they started their rebuild a little bit longer, maybe while the Sedins had value, maybe they could have traded the Sedins and gotten something for them, or any other player on the roster for that matter. The Vegas Golden Knights not trading for Erik Karlsson. I still think that they have a chance to pull off this trade, but a lot of people see a step back for the Vegas Golden Knights this upcoming season, including myself, if they don't improve their roster. Erik Karlsson would make them the favorites to come out of the Western Conference. The Washington Capitals overpaying Brooks Orpik and Matt Niskanen. Yeah, they did win the Stanley Cup this past year. They overpaid those guys a few years ago in free agency. They ended up dumping Orpik with Philip Garbauer to clear the cap room to re-sign John Carlson. Matt Niskanen's overpaid as well, but he's been impactful for them. And the Winnipeg Jets not re-signing Paul Stastny. I really think that they should have re-signed him. They thought they were going to re-sign him, but ended up walking to the Vegas Golden Knights, and that was a big addition for Vegas. And Winnipeg's going to miss his veteran leadership in that locker room. That's it for the worst of the NHL since 2013 segment. That's it for today's podcast. I'll be back tomorrow recapping all the baseball, all the summer league, go over more Manny Machado rumors and whatnot, and anything else that goes on in the world of sports. I hope you guys have a great day.